Everything's connecting. All right. We should be all connected now. Lisa says it is. Did everybody hear that? Carl, I can just see the top of your head, baby. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. Think we're streaming everywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up on a 2-minute warning. We at the 2-minute warning. I'm gonna put up the contact page just so you can see it. You need to connect. You about ready to get down, Coach Rod? Is it? We'll double back. It's connected. We play baseball. We're under a minute right now. You don't hear anything? Hold on. Okay, hold on. You don't hear the playback?
I hear you right now. I can hear.
Okay. Well, we're right at the start of it. Coach Rod, you ready to get down? Go ahead on and start it off, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining in and tuning in to the baddest, the hottest baseball podcast in the land of WePlayBaseball Podcast. I am your host, Rod White. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to get into the show, you can do that a couple of ways. You can text your questions to 334-249-2290, or you can chat in the live chat box on Facebook, on the We Play Baseball page or the National Scouting Bureau page. You can follow us on Instagram at WePlayBaseball Podcast. You can also follow us now on Sportscaster at sportscaster.com/WePlayBaseball. You can download it. That is an Apple app. Then you can download it to your Apple phone. Or you can follow us or tweet us at WePlayBaseball2. That's WePlayBaseball with the number 2. And you can also watch us on YouTube. the National Scouting Bureau. You can also follow us live on YouTube at the National Scouting Bureau, as well as watch any of the playback videos that we've already done and any of the shows that we've already done in the past. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, welcome to the stage our panel, as normal, Carl Nichols, Andrew Toussaint, and Orv Frenchuck. Gentlemen, how y'all doing today?
Pretty good. How's it going?
All is well. All is well, guys. Take your mics off. There we go. I got you. Unmute yourself for a minute. There you go. Now we can hear you. Everybody doing good?
Yep.
Yeah, all good.
So, as normal, I'll just go ahead and give everybody a quick and a brief introduction of the show. This show, the We Play Baseball Podcast, is designed to provide you as parents, players, fans, coaches, with information what's going on in the baseball world, ranging from high school baseball all the way up to pros, and even independent ball and things that are going on even in overseas. We've been talking about the KBO, the baseball organization, and their game. So we kind of cover a whole gamut of things. So at this time, I'll let everybody give their introduction, starting with Carl. We'll go to Andrew, then Orv.
Yeah, Carl Nichols. Played professionally with the Baltimore Orioles and the Houston Astros. Parts of 6 seasons in the major leagues. That's me in the background, catching, spring training. What else did I do? Oh, been coaching for 20 plus years. Coached for Team USA and various other things. I worked at the Urban Youth Academy in Compton from 2006 to 2012. And just been coaching and consulting with kids across the country, and that's it.
Gotcha. Andrew.
Yeah, this is Drew Toussaint, West Coast cross-checker with the New York Mets. Previously worked at the Urban Youth Academy with Carl Nichols. Played 5 years in the Angels organization, parts of 2 years in Japan with the SoftBank Hawks. And I was drafted out of Southern University.
Orv Frenchuck, 30 plus years of professional baseball in a lot of different levels. 6 different major league organizations, including the Dodgers, the Padres, the Astros, the Red Sox, the Angels, and the A's, and kind of been really spending a lot of time with the hitting and catching parts of the game, as well as the mental approach to the hitting process. So that's kind of my gig.
And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least is me. I'm the host, Rod White. Currently, associate head coach. I almost said associate head scout. Y'all got me messed up with that. The associate head coach at Texas College. And also the, CEO of the National Scouting Bureau, kind of the founding member of this whole little group deal. Back up, prior to that, I was an associate scout with the Phillies and the Red Sox. Prior to that, assistant coach at Alabama State University, and prior to that, was in independent ball for several years, ranging from a player coach, manager, all the way up to general manager status. So that's kind of my gig. So guys, I guess we'll get into the baseball facts, and we'll get through this real quick so we can get into the rest of the show. So baseball facts today. The history here on this day, May 7th, includes a total of 38 Major League Baseball players born, 25 Major League Baseball players who passed, 66 baseball players who made their Major League debuts, and 68 Major League Baseball players who appeared in their final game. On this day, in 1903, in the first game of what will become one of baseball's fiercest rivalries, the Pilgrims beat the Highlanders at Boston's Huntington Avenue Grounds, 6-2. The teams would change their names later, but the intense competition between what is now known as the Red Sox and the Yankees will become legendary. On this day in 1999, back in 99, Carlos Lee becomes the first ever White Sox in the 98-year history of the franchise to homer in his first Major League at-bat. This 22-year-old rookie Ricky's historic round tripper comes off of Tom Condotti in 7-1 victory over Oakland at Comiskey Park. On this day in 2016, in the Mets' 6-3 victory over the Padres, 42-year-old pitcher Bartolo Colon goes deep off James Shields, becoming the oldest player to hit his first major league home run. The portly right-hander, who has now collected 3 extra base hits during his 19-year career, surpasses Randy Johnson, who was 2 years younger when he cleared the fences in 1993 while playing for Arizona.
Big boy leaned into one. Silent treatment. They give him a silent treatment.
Now up in here!
Yeah.
I've never seen, but I think that's how fast he runs.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, Bartolo Colon. How about that? Finally, here's our spotlight of the day. On this day in 1959, in an exhibition game at the Los Angeles Coliseum to benefit Roy Campanella, paralyzed in an auto accident before the team moved to the West Coast in 1958. The Yankees defeat the Dodgers 6-2. The game, which drove the largest crowd ever for a baseball game, 93,103 fans, with another estimated 15,000 turned away from the sellout, begins with an emotional ceremony in which Pee Wee Reese pushes the catcher, who uses a wheelchair, into the darkened stadium that is totally illuminated by fans holding candles or matches. In his 1959 autobiography, It's Good to Be Alive, Campanella recounted another ceremony between the 5th and 6th inning. Then all the lights, and he says, then all the lights in the Coliseum were put out at a given signal by the public address announcer. The people in the park lighted matches. The sight was electrifying. The Coliseum suddenly burst into a mass of blinking stars. It was a gesture for my benefit in the form of a birthday cake. I've never seen anything like it.
On the night of May 7th, when Roy Campanella was honored in an emotional and stirring ceremony of the Coliseum before 93,000 points of light.
So that's those beautiful lights that he got the opportunity to see. It was a touching moment. There was a video, I was talking about this earlier with P. Mike there, and it's like when I went to a couple of Braves games, and you know they turn the lights off, and you take your phones now and turn your lights on, and they had the tomahawk chop going, and it's like, man, it's like if you were on the field and you saw that, one, if you were the opposing team, you're gonna be like, what in God's name is going on? Two, if you were there, it's like the most electrifying thing in the world. Pump you up and get you ready for a game, or they pump you up and get you ready to complete a game. So that was those are my thoughts. Those are the facts of the day, guys. Comments on that?
Yeah, it was a great day for baseball history, I guess. A couple of years before I was born, but I do remember that. In fact, there was a park in Compton named after him, Campanella Park, where a lot of guys played. Did you ever play there, Drew?
No, I never played there. I don't think they were. I think that was the park league. I never played in the local park.
Yeah, It was pretty hot when I was coming up. But.
Right. Anything, anybody else? Or?
No, not really. The only park that I played in when I was at Pepperdine during the summer was we played a lot of our games at Stengel Field. I don't know how that is in relation to where Campanile Park is.
It's a long ways.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Ways away.
You're not going to gloss over the fact that the Yankees and Red Sox got started back in, what was that year? 1903?
Going back to Yankees, Red Sox. This is 1903, but they were known as the Pilgrims and the Highlanders.
Wow.
Which team was which?
I'm assuming I actually tried to look it up.
Pilgrims are Boston, the Highlanders of New York.
There you go.
That makes sense.
Yep. So I thought those were interesting facts for today, just to have something.
How much was a ticket to get up in there? Probably was like a nickel. Shoot, a nickel.
A nickel.
Shoot, a dollar.
Who were the Dodgers named after?
The trolley Dodgers, right?
Named after? Oh, let me think about that. I don't know.
You have to think about it. You should already know.
Yeah, the trolley Dodgers. I thought that's as far back as I go.
There are several things in baseball that I claim to know. There are several things that I don't. And I'm not going to lie about it. I don't know. Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Trolley Dodger. What's a Trolley Dodger?
Somebody trying to not to get hit by a trolley, I guess. I mean, they have trolleys in New York, I assume.
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly what it is, huh?
Okay.
They should dodge trolleys.
Wow.
They call them the Trolley Dodger.
But it probably was negative at first. It probably wasn't,
No, that's what they're named after, the Trolley Dodger.
Okay, well, I get it. That's
In
awesome.
Brooklyn. Yeah, in
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yeah.
That's true. The Brooklyn Dodgers. Absolutely right.
Yep.
So, as you always know, the only baseball that we're able to watch right now is the KBO. I don't know if anybody's trying to catch any games or not. I just can't manage to stay up. It is what it is.
It is
but
what
I
it
will
is.
provide you the scores from last night, or excuse me, today's game. Even though it was like 4 a.m., 3 a.m.
I'm gonna pick one of them teams that sounds like a car. Maybe Kia or Samsung. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So first, I'll start off. Kia beat Kiwoom.
That's what I'm talking about.
8-5.
That's what I'm saying. We on a roll.
Hanwha beat SK 8-4.
Yeah, we get them next week.
Tucson beat LG. LG like the phone, LG and the appliances.
Yeah.
All right.
We
beat LG 9-3.
Mm-hmm.
Lotte, I actually found out that's the name. Lotte.
Yeah.
Beat KT, and I'm still got to find out who KT is. 7-3. And NC beat Samsung 8-2.
Yeah, well, we get Samsung them next week.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We get up on there.
Hey Rod, you had to do a little research on those pronunciations because that's a pretty good job.
I actually took a little bit of time to try to get it right today. I said I was tired of looking like a fool on the show, so at least I would try to get it right. Okay, so Lotte and KT last game was 7-3. So Lotte beat KT 7-3. So those are your official Major League Overseas KBO Korea Baseball Organization scores for the day.
You even had the twang in there too with those.
I've been working, man.
The only Korean I know is hello. It's 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. And 고맙습니다. That's thank you and goodbye.
Literally, I'm going to take some time, literally, to thoroughly learn a foreign language. All right, two foreign languages. Because of being in baseball, obviously I need to become more fluent in my Spanish, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, I am here in Montgomery, Alabama, and we have all the Hyundai plants and the suppliers. Those guys are here. right up the road here. I mean, it's in Georgia, but it's literally right up the street for us. Outside of the Opelika Auburn area is the Kia plant. So we have a lot of Korean families that are here. So yeah, I'm going to take the time and get on Babbel or whatever it is. One of those. It ain't hooked on phonics. My bad. I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh man, that's an old reference, right? Hooked on phonics.
Rosetta Stone. So I'm either do Babbel or Rosetta Stone. Which one is whichever is easier, apt to be on my phone. And I'm going to take the time to learn some Korean and become more thorough in Spanish. So
I learned how to say hello and goodbye in several languages, just so I could start a conversation or at least show a little respect. Because I was working at Dodger Stadium, and Hideki Nomo came, and I learned how to say "Have a good game" with respect.
Hideo
Nomo. Boy, I'm bad with names, Carl, bro. Hideo Nomo. I learned from his interpreter how to say "Gambate kudasai." That's like "have a good game" or something like that. But that, man, you gonna lose me, Carl, with that Japanese, bro. We know you've been world traveling, man. But it's fun. You learn how to say hello, goodbye, and believe me, you'll change people's face when you say, hello and goodbye in their language.
So yeah, guys, that's what I plan to do. I'm going to try my best to learn those two languages. I'll be at least fluent enough to have a valid conversation and kind of go from there. So, Carl, what are you fluent in?
English.
I agree. I'm fluent in English. Yes, we're good.
But my kids speak like 4 or 5 languages, though.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
Drew.
dope. That's dope.
Now I know you had to pick up something in Japan, so let's go now. What you got?
Now. I got a cool story I should have told you yesterday. When I was there, beginning of 2010 for spring training in Japan. So the Japanese, they play the Korean teams will come over and play against the Japanese team for like spring training exhibition. So one day we played a game against a Korean team, right? And so in Japan, home runs are like the best thing ever, right? Like, I mean, if you hit a home run or if you can hit a home run, like I'm telling you, it buy you about 2-3 weeks of good faith, from the people there. So anyway, so we're playing the Japanese, Korean team Doosan, and so as a lefty pitcher, and
wait a minute, you played Doosan?
Yeah.
Oh, Doosan beat LG 93.
Right. Lefty pitcher up, and I take him alpha deep for a home run, right?
Right.
I'm not thinking nothing of it. All my teammates, they're excited and loving it, so they take me out the game. It's spring training game, so you only play like half the game or whatever. Yeah. So when I come back in the locker room, everybody's like, they call me Tusanto. So anything, if your name ends in a consonant, they add an O to it, because all their names end with most of their names they're in with the vowel, right? So if you're American, your name ends in the consonant, they add an O to it to pronounce it, right? So they come in, they're like, everybody's coming to my locker, they're like, oh, Tusanto, big leagues, right? Big league, major league, right? So they're telling me like, oh, you're gonna make the major league team, man. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm getting excited. I'm like, oh man, I might get a chance out here to make the big league team, out here. What I found out is the Korean pitcher who I faced that day, he started the World Baseball Classic championship game versus Japan the year before.
Okay.
I went default, and everybody got excited. They thought I was gonna make the big league team.
It's a good one.
Oh, man.
That's a good
But
one.
yeah, speaking of language, a funny story I had in Mexico. We stopped to eat. It was a funniest thing to watch. stopped to eat at it was a Korean place run by Koreans. They were immigrants from Korea.
Right.
So sitting there watching people who speak Spanish, Mexican citizens, trying to order Korean food in English. Neither one of them spoke English.
Right.
And then, of course, the Mexican didn't speak Korean, the Korean didn't speak Spanish. And he's trying to order food in English. And I'm just sitting there laughing and just wish I had a cell phone at the time, but it was funny to watch, trying to watch them communicate in English.
Right. I got a message on here. I got a buddy of mine that says, his name is Jeremy Dickey. He's an avid baseball fan, former player. He says, I sell Doosan, by the way. So Jeremy,
Water?
message us on here and tell me exactly what do you sell for Doosan. That way we'll know exactly. Drew may already know, but I do not know what Doosan actually sells. I'm sure it's some form of tractor equipment or something like that. So again, you can text your questions to 334-249-2290, or you can actually put it in the live chat box right here on the We Play Baseball page or the National Scouting Bureau page. You can follow us on Instagram at WePlayBaseball Podcast, and also follow us on Sportscaster now. Sportscaster is an app that's on an outlet, I should say, that's on iPhone. And so he says Doosan sells generators, compressors, and light towers. So that's everything that Doosan sells. So yeah, you played against a team that's pretty much power in America right now. Jeremy's all over the place selling. How about that? Right. You're doing your thing, Jay Dickey.
It's very interesting out there. It's like a little different from here. Well, in America, it's starting to move to that. But like almost all, I think every team in Japan is owned by a corporation. So their first name is a corporate name. They don't say like we out here we have Los Angeles Dodgers or New York Yankees or whatnot. They have their name. So I play for the SoftBank Hawks. SoftBank is like it's like Verizon over there or something. Like one of the big phone companies. And so it was pretty cool playing for them. Everybody on the team, when I got there, everybody on the team got a free iPhone. Paid
Perks.
for by the team.
Perks. That's what that is.
So every Japanese team is owned by a corporation, and 9 of the 10 Korean teams are owned by corporations. I think it's one team that's like not owned by a corporation there. So that's pretty interesting.
That's pretty much it. Like here in the States, all of our teams are named after the city. Atlanta Braves, Boston Red Sox, and that's cool that they're actual corporations that do other things, rather, I should say this, that do other things like Doosan, who does generators, compressors, and light towers, stuff like that. They own actual teams. I mean, I think that's pretty cool, actually, to be honest. So
How funny it'll be if like Apple, Amazon,
yeah. The Amazon Braves.
Hey, all I know it'll be some fun baseball, boy.
It would, man. It really would. Like we said yesterday, they're gonna have to do something to liven some things up.
Man, there wouldn't be no limits on spending.
I know, right? So today I said we were going to talk about something, a topic. So I'm going to put that topic out there for next week. All right, we're going to do this on Monday. That topic was: should travel ball teams or organizations be doing things such as practicing and playing when the big leagues, college teams, football, NBA, all these groups are holding off? Should parents be so apt to go ahead and jump out there? That's the question for next week. We're going to I sent you guys a tweet from my buddy Kenny Hawkins. He was going to come on today, but he was already booked with an event that he was already doing at 6 o'clock. So he's now with the Cardinals in analytics. He's an analytics guy, and he's been a college coach for the last several years as well. But he's going to come on Monday, and we'll have that conversation then. Because I thought about it after I sent it to you guys. I should have asked him, could he come on first, and, before I said let's talk about it. Because I want you guys to hear his perspective, and then I know we all have our perspectives. We kind of hit on it last night. I know me and Drew did for a minute. But yeah, we'll talk about that on Monday's show. So, topic for tonight is we're going to go back to hitting. Carl, you and I, like yesterday, we talked about this before the show started. But we had some conversations on social media with individuals who were talking about launch effect. So we're going to talk about the metrics of hitting and things of that nature today. So we give you guys, fans and players and parents out here listening, some perspective on launch angle and several of these other metrics that are being viewed, such as exit velocities, back speed, hand speed, attack angle, time to contact, things of this nature. So we're going to talk about those things, and we're going to give you a couple of definitions and things of that nature. I'll give definitions to it, and you guys can want to chime in too as well. But I want to talk about the conversation we were having, Carl. So the question was, I know the guy was being facetious and it went in a whole different direction, but the conversation was, I guess it started off as launch angle doesn't require or is not dropping the barrel below. I guess the barrel of the bat drops way below it, and they're hitting a true uppercut type swing. So and then it got into can you practice launch angle? So let us hear your take on it. I'll give mine. Drew, give yours, or chime in, give your take on it. I want to get this information out because there's a lot of false information being taught and being told, and it's gonna end up affecting kids, and I got a problem with that. So.
Well, my take on it is, first thing is it's launch angle is just a measurement, and so people take it and make it into something else. It just clutters the conversation. Yeah, it's just a measurement. If you make contact, you have a launch angle. It's not new. It's just a new term. Okay. Again, back before there was launch angle, we called it hit the ball on the ground, hit a line drive, hit the ball to right field, whatever. That's what we called it. You hit too many ground balls. Try to hit the ball on the, a little more on the line, or you hit too many pop-ups. Go ahead and hit the ball on the ground a couple of times. That's how we, that was our launch angle. So it's just a measurement. It's just a way to quantify what we already do. So it's not an approach. It's not, however, people are taking it that way and are teaching, a lot of guys are teaching kids to swing up, dip their back shoulder, and all kind of nonsense that getting associated with it. But it's just, just got to keep it simple. It's just a measurement. It's not an approach. It's not the way to hit. None of that stuff. And really, if you're an instructor, it's not really something you should be talking about. I mean, it's a good tool to have, but it's not really something you should be talking about with the kids you're working with, especially the younger kids. Maybe the older kids, maybe, but younger kids shouldn't even hear the term when you're working with them.
Yeah, Carl, just in agreement with that, you're going to be dealing with, if you're dealing with younger kids, you start talking about launch angle, they watch big league games, they watch things on television where they see the home runs and the balls going out of the ballpark, which is really appealing. But then they get up to the plate and they're 11 or 12 years old with no upper body strength, and they start swinging. They have that lower half dominance, barrel drops, and ball goes in the air and it barely gets to the grass. So you start talking about, I'm into talking about hard contact. swing down and get level. Put the ball in play on a line. Hit the ball hard. If you get it in the air and it goes a longer way than you planned, then that's a bonus. But the dropping the barrel is not going to work. And you get to the higher levels, college and at the big league level, the pitches at the top of the zone going 94, 95, 96 miles an hour. Hitters have no chance of thinking about launch angle. There's going to be a lot of strikeouts, a lot of swing and misses, a lot of balls in the air that aren't going to go anywhere. So, I mean, that's kind of my thing on it. We could go around and round and round on this stuff. But, I don't ever use any kind of terminology that when I'm dealing with college guys, pro guys. I just want hard contact. If you get a little bit of an up, at the end of your swing, you might have a little bit of an angle, and it goes in the air, and if you're strong enough to have the ball, it might go over the ballpark. But I want hard contact.
Hard
so that's
contact.
how we done that.
So would it be fair to say this then, that making hard contact? Well, let me take back this question. Would it be fair to say that the only time a ball or a batted ball does not have a launch angle is when it's not batted?
Is that a new language you just created?
All right, so here we go again.
The ball is not, if no contact is made on it, no launch angle.
There's no launch angle. All right.
And it's not batted, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Only time listen to the word.
I heard what you said.
The only time a batted ball it has a launch angle is when it's not batted.
Right.
I'm being facetious in saying it. That's my point.
Right.
All right. The language is only time a ball doesn't have a launch angle is when it's not batted. I was being facetious in saying. So, first off, ladies and gentlemen out there, the only time a ball has a launch angle is when contact is made. If contact is made, it's either going to be a ball or a strike. Either way, you didn't make contact with it. That's the bottom line. Now, let's talk about attack angle. I'll define an attack angle, okay? The angle.
I want to speak on launch
Oh,
angle.
my bad. That's right, you did talk. My bad, Drew.
The one thing about launch angle, people, I kind of did a study this offseason on, just looked at a bunch of different guys, right? So, just like anything, okay, launch angle, you guys heard the law of diminishing returns, right? You do too much of something and it's not good for you, right? So that's what I mean. If your launch angle is too high, it's not good. If the launch angle is too low, it's probably not going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has to find their happy medium of the launch angle, and that it's not the coach or you looking for a specific launch angle. Like, okay, you need to, because you can't try to get a certain launch angle on the ball. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to try to match the plane in the baseball. You know, get on plane early and stay on plane to the baseball. So, if you look at Christian Yelich, a couple of things happen where if you go back and look at his career, he always hit for average, he always hit the ball hard, right? And he had a very low launch angle. Well, over the last 2 or 3 years, his launch angle has been creeping up, and so has his home run totals. And another thing that's happened is he started pulling the ball.
Yep.
So he started pulling the ball. He started getting. So I looked at it. He's basically close to league average in both now, and now he's hitting 45 home runs a year. You know, right. So it doesn't say that you can't hit. It's just saying the type of hitter you're going to be. You know, if you consistently hit the ball with a negative launch angle, that means on average you're hitting the ball on the ground more often. And whether you're whatever you believe in, we all know that at the big league level, ground balls are out. Right? So line drives and hard hit fly balls, turn into runs, turn into guys being on base. And like Orv say, hit the ball hard. Because the remedy for having a really low launch angle is to consistently hit the ball hard. Look at Stanton. He's got a really low launch angle for his whole career, but he hits the ball really hard, so he gets hits. You know, he hit the ball through the infielders, you know, or whatnot. If he hit the ball more consistently, actually in the air, which is crazy, he would actually hit more home runs probably, which is scary to think about. But that's all I wanted to say about launch angle.
That's fine. Anybody else on the launch angle discussion? Because I want to make sure we put it up.
Just again, Rod, and guys, you know, you have to know, each individual has to know who they are and what kind of player they are, whether you're in little league or whether you're at the big league level. And so if I'm at the big league level, I'm 160 pounds and 5'10", and I'm going to stay at the big league, I'm going to stay with that club and try to keep my job for as long as I can. I've got to be able to do what I do, and that's probably not going to be hitting balls over the ballpark. I'm going to have to get on base, play defense, maybe steal some bags, and be a good teammate, and all of that to be who I am. Right. And I would rather see younger players hit balls hard on the ground than in the air. And so hard contact for me, with, again, you know, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds, hard contact on the ground is going to be a lot more successful than fly balls. Because fly balls, until you get stronger and have some upper body strength, those fly balls aren't going to go anywhere.
I would also add to that lower body strength as well, because the connection, if we're talking about ground force, it's the lower half that's creating most of the power. And that's what a lot of people fail to work on, is what kids are doing with their lower half. Kids are coming disconnected. Carl, we talk about this all the time. The kids becoming disconnected from the ground way too early. We talk about kids staying on time, not getting that front foot down. If your front foot is not down and you start to swing, there's no way you can create the torque that we're trying to create using the ground force. So there's a whole line of things, a line of items that we could actually get into and really get into the metrics and the measurements, the things that we can utilize to help a kid understand what needs to be done, what they need to be doing and need to be working on in order to get better. But again, like we said before, launch angle is as simple as this. It is a ball that's batted, and the angle at the ball is coming off the bat. Simple as that. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. Those are the facts. That's the bottom line. That's the metric. That's the measure. You can text your numbers at 334-249-2290, or you can get in our live chat on Facebook, or you can tweet us at WePlayBaseball 2. That's the number 2 at the end. So and there's all the rest of it, by the way. You can also that wasn't no UP. I saw it on the other, and I forgot to say it when you had it up. So that's my fault. Follow us on Sportscaster. Watch us on YouTube at the National Scouting Bureau. You'll be able to see it all there. You can go back and see all the shows on YouTube, as well as since we started on Sportscast, you can see all the shows for this week on there as well. So
I checked in on Caster, man. Actually, you can when you go there, you go to the website and you put in our handle, and you can watch it on your computer. So to download it, only the phones only are for the iPhones right now, but you could actually watch on Caster, the sportscaster.com, and you can watch the show there, and they can record. And YouTube is the same thing. You go to YouTube, put in what we put in. Oh yeah, we're on and rock in all kind of places. That info page is blowing up.
I know, right? We're doing well.
That's right.
So let's get into the attack angle. And that's the angle the barrel is moving at contact, up, down, or left. What say you guys on that? I guess we start with Carl. You're on the end here.
I guess that's where at least the discussions I have, the biggest discrepancy is with a bunch of guys, and that's at all levels, ex-big leaguers to travel ball dads. Yeah, some guys, think you're swinging down. Some guys think the bat travels up, or bat is flat level to the ground and all that stuff. So we can't, for whatever reason, we can't seem to get on the same page with the attack angle. You know, so I have what I believe the attack angle is, but like I said, there's a whole lot of discrepancy on what the attack angle is and or should be.
And I'm looking at, matter of fact, before we move on, I'm looking at the blast stats because blast, we're integrating blast into everything that we're doing. So I'm using the information that blast has supplied us, and when I ask these questions, because right now, blast, Dynakinetics, who else is it? A couple other ones out there. Zep.
Absolutely.
All these guys are using the same data and metrics. It's just the delivery of it and who's more accurate and things of that nature. So, but these are terms. Drew, I understand that you know these terms as well. On being on the analytics side of things in the scouting world. What's your take on bat angle, attack angle route?
From my understanding, attack angle is just basically the point where your bat matches the plane of the baseball. So and this could change. So like the deeper you catch the ball is gonna affect the output of the attack angle for that contact, right? Or if you catch it more out front. So I don't know some people, it's no one who really has the information, because I mean, I've read major league average is in between 5 and 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
But that they're probably getting that number, in practice or something, because they don't have a blast motion on in the game. So
right, that's what I was gonna say. They use, and to give you that exact number, here we go. Attack angle, major league, is between 2 and 16 is what they see in the report. Minor leagues, the average has been between 1 and 15. College, 0 and 14. High school varies between 0 to 14. And these are talking about good angles, the top end. 0 to 14 is kind of across the board. This may be an old chart, but I'm going to see if I can download the new chart as well.
My only thing with the attack, my only thing that I would bring it just for like a hitting discussion is looking at guys. I would want my guy to be hitting the ball on his upswing. So as the ball is, as the bat is going, it has that down arc.
Right.
And once it gets to the flat plane, I would like the barrel to be going up
into contact. I agree.
So,
Who would you guys would say is like the closest when they're describing it? Like a Reggie Smith, or who do you guys think is actually giving the best description of the new stuff? Because I didn't hear all of this stuff before 4 or 5 years ago. But
for me, I think everybody has their thing. You got one group that's like bat speed. You got another group that's like torque and drop.
Mm-hmm.
They got a what do you call it?
Drop the barrel.
He don't call it drop the barrel. What does he call it?
Turn the barrel. Turn the barrel.
Turn the barrel.
They call it turn the barrel. Yeah, turn the barrel, but the way he does it. But anyway,
lift and separate.
You talking about teacher man?
Yeah. When he called it,
It snap the barrel.
Snap the barrel. Yeah. Okay.
So, and I call that a barrel dump. I don't, he's
Right.
having that. Then you got some guys that want that's teaching kickback and deceleration. You got some guys that are teaching different. Everybody's teaching. They have their thing that they're teaching, because I feel like when you're on social media and you're trying to get clients and stuff like that, you have to have your thing that you're selling.
Little catchphrase or something that kind of puts a little spin on it. Yeah.
For me, I'm looking at all their stuff and just like, I'm not really teaching hitting, so I'm looking at all their stuff and I'm like, okay, that's good. I don't like that, but I try to take some from all of it, because I feel like this. if you're going to be a really good hitting coach, some kid might need to hear one of those guys,
Yeah.
his team, right?
Yeah, his terms. It clicks with him better.
I just think different kids might need to hear different things
Yes.
to be successful. And if you're in the business of making kids successful, your only job is to find out how that kid is going to be successful. Find out the words, find out the terminology, find out the drills, whatever it's going to take to make that kid successful. I don't care about a philosophy. So whatever you going to do to make that kid hit, that's what you should do. That's how I feel about it.
I agree.
It's all about creating relationships with the player. That's just like anything else. You have to work with what you have, and I just think getting the barrel in the zone as soon as you can. Whether if you get the barrel in the zone early and you're a click late, you still can hit the ball hard the other way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're if you're early, you can the barrel continues through the zone on a plane that you want, level, with maybe a click up at the end. But the longer your barrel's in the zone, the more opportunity you have for success.
Yeah. Well, when I'm working with kids, a lot of stuff with hitting, I call it, there's a non-teach. I mean, if you give somebody a bat and tell them to swing the bat, they're going to do, they're going to swing the bat. So if they're not dumping the barrel, or if that's not a problem with them, then I don't need to have that discussion with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just let them do what they're doing.
I agree.
Now, if they're doing something that's creating a problem, then we address whatever that issue is. But I try not to complicate things with them and keep it as simple as possible. And especially with the younger kids. Now, as kids, when I work with kids who I know are going to be playing professionally or college, but especially professionally, I go into more detail about things because they need to understand what their tendencies are, where they go wrong, what causes problems, and how to fix them. Because even at that professional level, even though you got hitting coaches everywhere, you got to know how to fix yourself. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're not going to be a high draft pick, because
Carl, that's a great point, and that's one of the first things that I talk about when I work with even kids at 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. My big thing is I want you to, as soon as you can, learn how to fix yourself. And
That's a good one.
and so I a lot of times initiate a lesson with after I've had them for a little while and created some comfort. I like to have them start the lesson by telling me what they want to work on today, or what we did last week. What are we going to do today? What are some of the things that we're going to work on today? I just want them to be as knowledgeable as they can about their swing, not only mechanically, but the mental part of it as well, and just being aware, being able to compete.
Yep. I think a lot of, to hitting, the part that you don't see on Twitter is the mental part.
Right.
I mean, if you talk to a kid and find out what he's trying to do, that might fix
Right.
something. Like, if a kid's like, oh, I'm trying to pull my hands inside, way inside, like, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, I thought no, man, you're supposed to be free and easy, have space through through your swing. Like, oh, really? Okay, that might fix them. Everybody wants to do some type of mechanical, think they have to do a mechanical fix. And really, you might need to just fix the approach, the mentality, what he's thinking before you do anything physical. And that might fix him right there.
Yeah, because the first time I work with a kid, we spend the first 20 or 30 minutes talking, me asking them questions, asking them, trying to find out what they know about hitting, what they don't know about hitting, what they think they need to fix, what's their thought process while they're hitting. And it just, like Drew said, it just helps me eliminate a lot of unnecessary instruction.
Right.
where the problem could simply be mental, that you're looking in the wrong spot for a pitch. That's changing your mechanics. You're looking for the outside corner, or you're looking for up and in. Just look for the ball middle away. That keeps your body in position.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it makes it simple for them. But yeah, because a lot of the kids, especially when kids growing up using aluminum bats, they get in all kind of crazy habits and thought processes. And even me as a player, we talked about this before, how if I would have just thought properly, I would have hit better. I'm up at the plate, worried about that guy's nasty slider on the block, and I'm taking 3 pitches to fastball down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You brought it up about looking about like certain pitches. I remember I used to always think like, man, I keep getting beat inside, and like.
You looking inside?
So now I'm looking inside. Now I'm cheating and swinging at breaking balls.
Right.
Instead of my strength was
balls on the plate.
That's what I was looking for, the ball out over the plate. Now I'm killing myself because I'm trying to look inside because I got beat one time. Now I messed up for my next 8 at bats.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, Orb dropped off. He had to leave. I know he had to leave. That's what he was saying.
Yeah. But that's a good point. I remember watching the Angels Red Sox game one day, and Frankie Rodriguez was pitching, and Manny Ramirez comes up to the plate, and he takes 3 fastballs right down the middle. And of course, me being an armchair quarterback, I'm sitting on the couch criticizing him. Right? What the heck are you looking at? Next day, same situation. Frankie Rodriguez is pitching. First pitch, the day before he took 3 fastballs down the middle. Next day, same situation. First pitch, slider, 3-run home run. So what I realized at that point was, Manny didn't care what he was throwing. He was looking for a certain pitch in a certain spot. And he just got beat the day before because Frankie outsmarted him.
Yeah.
He didn't
miss his spot.
And he didn't change his plan.
Yeah.
Next day he got what he was looking for and he hit it. Watching playing with guys like Eddie Murray and Cal Ripken and playing against Don Mattingly, looking back, those guys do the same thing.
Now here's the question with that though. For the kid at the high school level or the collegiate level,
right,
where they're looking and they're not being paid per se, right? They're not being paid this big money. And their job right now is producing. What do we say to that kid? Are you looking for the pitch, or are you learning to be able to hit what's coming, regardless of the situation?
But one thing that helped me out, I wish I would have known, figured this out for myself a long time ago. And it's a good story because I ended up telling somebody else about it, and now he's in the big league banging, and now it's a cool story. So. My last year, I figured out I was like, because all before I'm looking, let's say I'm looking for a fastball, whatever, but I'm trying to cover the entire zone,
right,
fastball, right?
Yeah.
So it is not no one's we're not that good, right? So what I started doing, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just look for just a pitch in the area, and so I started taking off when I just started sitting. I was like, all right, I'm sitting. I had 3 zones or whatever, right? So I would sit on the outer half, or I had the middle. I would sit middle away, and anything that came in that zone, because my body now I know where I'm where the pitch. So if you're hitting off the tee, you know where the ball is. Your body is going to automatically align to hit that pitch because you already know where it's at. So what I started doing was just okay, I'm gonna sit in this zone, and I started sitting out over the plate, and my body just automatically started aligning itself, and visually I'm already in that lane, and so any pitch that came in that zone, so even if it was a breaking ball that came in that area, I was already so aligned that I didn't flinch when I saw the breaking ball now. Because I'm looking for that anything over there, and I started hitting the ball a lot better, right? And then I started taking pitches that wasn't in that zone, you know, just automatically out the hand, like, oh, it's not there. So a cool story, when we were working at the academy, a bunch of pro guys would come back and we start hitting and stuff. So Aaron Hicks got to the big leagues, right? And so he would come back and hit and stuff like that with us, and we throw BP and stuff. And one day, me and him started having a conversation because he was struggling. Carl knows this. He'd be up and down. He wasn't hitting.
I was the one throwing.
Right, and he wasn't hitting. So I was like, "What are you doing? Like, what do you think?" I started having a conversation with him, and I asked him, I said, "Why don't you just sit in like a zone? Like, why don't you just get your body ready to hit in a certain zone? You're good enough to just like sit in or sit away or sit wherever."
Right.
And so I saw him in 2017, because Dominic Smith got to the big leagues, and the Mets allowed me to go back to New York to be there for his home debut, and they were playing the Yankees, and Aaron was on the team too. So I go down to the field, and Aaron told me, like, "Man, I'm glad you told me about that, dude. I've been banging in the big leagues ever since I started thinking about, an approach." And so I was like, "Wow, okay, damn, I wish I'd have did it."
Yeah. And then as far as the younger kids go, it applies to them too. So I have a sheet that I give to kids when I'm coaching them, and basically it charts all their at bats, pitch by pitch. So what they end up learning is that the pitchers don't basically at that level. The pitchers don't get you out. You end up getting yourself out because you find out that you're swinging a lot of pitches out of the strike zone that you can't hit. So I make them chart their pitches and make them get in the habit of watching pitchers and watching their tendencies, and then learning what your strengths are versus what your weaknesses are. Because we keep saying, we kept focusing on our weaknesses instead of focusing on our strength.
Yep.
Because I was the same way. I could hit, balls out. When I was going good, it didn't matter what you threw me. If you threw it out where I was looking, I would hit it. Fastball, slider, curve, didn't matter. And if it wasn't there, I would lay off of it.
So here's the question then to go to that. At the collegiate level, kids they're charting, right? They're doing analytics from previous games or games that they scouted and watched or whatever, right? You got a hitter. Let's say that's Drew. You at the plate. Carl, you on the mound. Me as a pitcher coach, we've already talked. Carl, he has a tendency, and these are the pitches that he's looking for. These are the pitches in the zone, to clarify, in his zone that he's looking for. We're going to stay away from that zone. Okay. Now the question now is this: we're staying away from that zone. He doesn't really swing at things middle in or middle, belt high in the zone or whatever, right? Somewhere along there. He's not really swinging at that pitch. And we start beating you and we start getting you out on that pitch. What adjustment do you make? Are you going to keep getting out? That's what I want to make sure kids understand. At some point, if somebody figures that out, you got to make their adjustment. And so when do you make that adjustment? At the collegiate level, high school level.
Well, now me being a scout and seeing a lot of games, most kids can't hit their spot.
Right. That's what I was gonna say.
It's gonna be like you're gonna face one dude maybe a week that can hit his spot continuously,
Right.
and most of them are gonna be throwing. They're gonna spot up outer half, and so the Blues gonna give them 2 inches off the plate anyway.
Right.
So if I would be looking out over the plate and spit on anything inside until it's 2 strikes, and now you're in compete mode and you have to battle.
All right, that's what I was getting at. That's what I was trying to get to. My bad. Did we go mute there?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to get to. But at the big league, do you do that? Do you do that early in the season? Or is that now we're getting ready for playoffs? We're trying to make sure we get in the playoffs. That becomes 14.
Okay, so you're talking about, you're charting your tendencies. One of the things, if you notice, even though there's statistics available, most guys don't look at them. Most guys want to pick up this sheet, whatever it is, and see what's going on. Guys like Tony Gwynn would watch video religiously, to see how guys were pitching him, to see how the swing was looking. But most guys didn't do that kind of stuff. Especially, at least from my era. Most guys just relied on their abilities. But like Drew said, even at the big league level, we give pitchers too much credit. If the scouting report is can't hit the ball on the inside part of the plate, well, if you can hit that spot every time, then you're going to win no matter what. But any hitter will tell you, if you miss out over the plate, I'm going to get you.
Right.
Okay, your job as a hitter is to hit the pitcher's mistakes.
Right.
Okay, the guys who have problems, we focus too much on that pitchers. We focus too much on our weaknesses instead of our strengths. Okay, again, if you watch a big leaguer, let's use Mike Trout as an example. You'll see Mike Trout strikes out almost 200 times a year, right? Every time he strikes out, calmly takes his gloves off, helmet off, hands it over. But if you miss 1 inch from that spot, he's hitting it out of the park. And he's always ready for that pitch. No matter how many times he strikes out, he's ready for that mistake when a pitcher makes a mistake. So as a hitter, you have to understand, you have to be able to differentiate between, is he making his pitch or am I missing my pitch? And not focus on the wrong thing. Again, I go up there all the time, man, this guy's got a good slider. Well, yes, a good slider is just bouncing in the dirt and you're swinging at it. Nobody can hit that. But, I found out later that it didn't matter how good your slider was. If you threw it for a strike to me, I could hit it. My problem was I couldn't lay off the one in the dirt.
They're too good to you.
Right, well, I know why now, but then I had no clue. Yeah. It has something to do with my mechanics, but again, it just pertains to everybody, and I see it all the time.
Tell the reason then. I know what you're going to say, because we talked about it before. When you say it's because of your mechanics, what was that mechanical flaw?
Well, for me, it was I wasn't seeing the ball correctly, and I've since learned that if you're not balanced correctly in the box, it affects your vision. It literally affects your vision. And that was my problem. One of my many problems. But
I got it.
As a hitter.
So I think we're actually over time, by the way. So anything else you got, Carl? We can pick this up on Monday after the conversation with Kenny. We may have just a little bit longer show that day just so we can get some more in. But I know Orv had a meeting. I know Drew had to step out too just then. So.
Well, it's just like what Drew said. Not enough hitting coaches spend enough time on the mental part of the hitting. Because the mental, if you strengthen the mental, it'll help improve a lot of the physical stuff. Like I said, mentally, because we're doing things mentally wrong, we end up doing stuff physically wrong. We're looking too much for the inside pitch. Now we're pulling my shoulder, trying to get to that inside pitch, and not touching the ball that's out of the plate.
So we just got a question in.
Okay.
Part of what you said. Karen Sharp says, so what is balance in the box?
Well, balance I'm talking about is basically how far apart your feet are.
Oh, Drew, you're back.
Is being
Connection dropped off again.
It's just basically being in an athletic position. So just think about any other sport you play. Okay, most guys that play baseball play either basketball or football or both, right?
Right.
So, and baseball is the only position where hitting is the only sport where they teach you to. A lot of guys teach you to be in an unathletic position.
Right.
Okay, so just think about playing basketball, and I do this all the time with hitters. Okay, you're playing defense on basketball. What's your setup?
What's your setup?
You're getting ready to shoot a free throw. What's your setup? You're a linebacker playing football. What is your setup?
Yep.
And so, or you're playing tennis. You're getting ready to return a serve. How do you set up?
Knees bent.
You're riding on a skateboard or a surfboard. How do you set up?
Yep, that's right.
That's your athletic. That is your natural athletic position. That's the best, most efficient position for your body.
Why would you do anything different?
That is your stance. Okay. Now, if you move your feet 1 inch closer together, it's going to affect how you see the ball in space and how you deliver the barrel to the ball.
That's correct.
And that's a proven scientific fact.
That is correct.
Now, golf, they figured this stuff out years ago.
Right.
You know, baseball, we're just not catching up to this kind of stuff.
We teach that, by the way, in the classes. So join the classes.
And then, let me talk about
I
something.
know, I'm just joking.
No, I want to talk about something that just popped in my head.
All right, go ahead.
That almost everybody teaches. I used to teach myself. Lining up the knocking knuckles. Okay? That's incorrect. Okay, because
All right, here's what he said then.
everybody teaches line up the knocking knuckles, right?
This ain't. Yep.
Okay? In order for me to line up my knuckles, I got to cock one of my wrists.
There you go.
That's unnatural. Now, the only way that your knocking knuckles should be lined up is if the handle of the bat fits your hand, the size of your hand.
True.
If you have the correct handle size, your knuckles will line up naturally, automatically. But if you're artificially trying to line them up, your hands don't work together when you're coming through the zone. Okay, most hitters have bat handles that are too small for their hands. And why is that important? Because if the bat handle is too small, you get a premature rollover when you're swinging the bat. Your bat starts to roll before contact.
That's right.
So, and then, so for those out there listening. And then, now since I'm on that subject, let's put a stop to another thing that we teach. I taught this too until I learned differently.
We might run out of time.
The hands
Call
and the
the
knob do not go to the ball.
No, they do not.
No.
Okay, so stop using that terminology. Stop teaching the kids to take their hands to the ball.
To the ball.
You
If
know,
I take my hand to the ball is out here, I'm throwing my hand to the ball.
Right.
Where's the bat is?
You didn't cast it. Yep.
So all you're doing is creating a longer swing when you do that.
That's true.
Okay, the swing is the actual swinging of the bat is not lateral. It goes in an arc around the body.
That's correct. So there's a lot, guys, that we do differently. And these are, when we get like next week when we talk about the National Scouting Bureaus, the actual membership platform. This is the information that you get, but you get it now more hands-on. In our direct meetings and those video analysis and things that we do from the development side, this is the information that you're getting. You're getting scientifically proven information. And I can't stress it enough. I mean, people wonder why. I mean, I listen to Carl and I listen to other guys, and we've helped kids hit a whole lot better than ever hit before. And you see 380 and 400 plus batting averages, and you see guys hitting the ball hard, driving the ball gap to gap, driving the ball out the park. That's what happens. So at the end of the day, this is what this show is about. We cover a whole lot of topics. She said, short swing, short to the ball. They say short to long through, but what I'm talking about is getting the barrel to the ball. That's what we're talking about. Getting the barrel to the ball, not the hand.
Right.
So we're not talking about, we don't want casting. We don't want our hands casting too far away from the body because that creates disconnect in power.
Right.
All right? We want to keep our hands inside the baseball. Well, we say keep our hands inside, but we want the barrel inside the baseball.
All right. Let's address that one. Let's address that one too.
Let's address that one too.
Okay. So
Now, when I say back, I want you to clarify.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But it's still an incorrect term.
Yeah.
Okay, because if your hands go outside the baseball, you're going to get hit in the wrist.
When you hit the wrist.
Okay, all inside. Keeping the hands inside the baseball. All that means is, from the pitcher's point of view.
Correct.
If I'm the pitcher and I can see when the hitter, when his front foot touches, if I can see your hands from the pitcher's view, your hands are outside the ball, basically. So basically, you got to keep your hands inside your front elbow.
Correct.
That's that issue. It's not about hands getting outside the ball. It's your front. If your hands getting outside your elbow, which causes you to swing across your body.
Right.
That's what produces that swing, not hands outside the ball, whatever that, or hands inside the ball.
Yeah.
Because you can't hit the ball. You can't hit the ball with the bat if your hands are outside the ball. You get the ball into the form. But it's just one of those cues that somebody came up with that everybody uses. And for me, it just creates other problems. But that's why it's important for us as instructors to learn as much about hitting as we can, so because when you use a cue, you're leaving it up to the hitter to figure things out. And obviously some guys, obviously some guys do, but the majority of us don't.
No, that's right.
Because for me, I took everything literally when I played. So throw your hands to the balls, get on top of the ball. All those terms that were used with me, I used to try them, and obviously they didn't work. And I wasn't smart enough to figure it out that they didn't mean it literally. So.
Right. I mean, the one main one that killed me was keep the barrel above the. They used to tell me keep my barrel above my hand. I'm like,
keep your barrel above your hand.
I'm like, man, what are you talking about? Now I'm looking at the video more and I know more, and I'm like, okay, I see what they were talking about.
We need a studio, guy. We need a studio. I guess when I get the facility down here open, we're gonna set up in there. I'm gonna do the show from there, so we can demonstrate some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Because the stuff that is being taught and being said is completely throwing kids off. They have no clue what to listen to, what not to. But at the end of the day, we have evidence that it works.
Right. But again, you got big leaguers, former big leaguers, for example, that still think you get backspin by hitting the top of the ball. And they're teaching that. Even though science proves that that's not how backspin is created, but you still have ex-big leaguers teaching that, and then and they want to argue to death that that's how it's done. But
I think the hugest thing, you talk about like what's real and what's feel,
right?
And so a lot of guys are teaching feels as absolutes,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying like, look, if I don't mind people who teach feels, because I might have felt something like my good swing did not feel like what I thought. Like it didn't feel like what a good swing was like on video.
Right.
It felt different. It felt like I was doing something totally different than what the video looked. But then when I look at the video and I match that feel, I'm like, that's it. So now, me personally, I know the feel. But what happens is, so it'll be like what I felt. I'm going to try to teach it to another guy. He's not going to have that same feeling. So now I didn't turn this feel that I had to make me successful into a whole hitting philosophy for everybody.
Right, and as if it was real.
Right, instead of telling the guy, look, this is what really happens, and I don't know what you're feeling. Maybe you need to feel this to make that happen, or maybe you need to feel that. This is what we're trying to get you to do, though.
I think I'm not the expert here, but I've heard lots of things from managers. There's some managers who are managed by feel, but then when you come with the analytics, now there's a finite percentage. So now you have to weigh that against how it feels in this situation as opposed to what's the percentage. And a lot of guys will manage to the analytics almost to a fault, like the Astros did with Cole. You don't pitch Cole, you don't win that game. He didn't pitch. He pitched the day before. He pitched over 100 pitches, and you start throwing in all of those things. You're not going with your gut at that point. So, Tommy DeSorda managed by his gut, and he put in Gibson, and Gibson hits a home run to win, against the A's in '88. So, I mean, the analytics is great. More information is great, but it might put you in a pinch sometimes.
But I guess what we're saying, like what Drew was saying, when he was saying everything that Drew just said, when we're talking about what's real and what's feel.
Yeah.
Or what's feel and what's real, right?
Yeah.
What he's saying is, here's what's really happened, right? With analytics, now I can take the analytics and support what's anymore.
And basically what he's saying is the problem is I'm taking my field as an instructor, and trying to teach kids how to hit. That's what the problem.
and that just doesn't work. Some kids are
Well, it works
like
for
Willie
some
Mays.
people, but-
Well, yeah, but then you have a Willie Mays,
It's gonna
you
work
have a
for
Babe
one out of
Ruth.
10 people.
Yeah.
So like the teacher man guy, he's teaching that's a feeling he's teaching.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not how it actually happens.
So, but he's gonna use
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge as his and look, it works.
Yeah, Aaron Judge 6'5", 250. You know,
Right,
he's
so-
gonna hit a ball. You know,
You have the one successful guy that it works, and now you're like, yep, that's it.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah, that's
It worked for him.
for that dude
Exactly.
with all of this stuff. You know,
Yeah, because instructors I had coming up, you asked him a question about what he was teaching you, the answer was always, that's the way I used to do it.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't help me. I'm not like you. I'm not, whatever. But that was always the answer. That's the way I was taught. That's the way I used to do it.
yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not going to fly. And we still have a lot of that going on.
Yeah, and I don't think people have the patience to try to relate to people. Sometimes, especially freakishly good black athletes. Sometimes they have all of the speed and power and all of this, but they don't bunt well. So instead of them teaching them how to do it and then letting him be athletic when he's doing it, you're doing it wrong, or they don't talk to you anymore. So I think relatability is part of it, and you have to understand that it's a process no matter what. Some coaches are going to be great for you and some aren't, but you try to take what you can from him in his system, apply it, but you still have to be an athlete. At the end of the day, I'm a parent, I know, but you have to be an athlete. You cannot stop yourself from being the athlete, because even when you do it wrong, if you did it like an athlete, you did it the best you could. But if you're doing it his way or some way that if he's going to be way off, you'll be taking
Right,
pitches. I'm tired of watching kids take a first pitch fastball down the middle. I'm just tired of it.
Yeah. All that is great at the amateur level, but once you get at the professional level,
Yes.
Everybody's an athlete.
Yes.
So the separator is having consistent mechanics.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
That's a separator. You can be an athlete at the amateur level and do everything
dominate,
wrong
yeah.
and
Yeah.
still have success.
Yeah.
But once you get to a certain level, everybody's an athlete. So basically it comes down to your training that's going to separate you from everybody.
That's true. That's right.
It's like the strong guy when you're trying to decide if a guy can hit off front toss. I mean, in the cage, if you're strong enough, you're gonna make it look like you making it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just just like you're saying, like if you're a good athlete in high school, college, those guys can be successful.
Right.
Those guys can be successful, even at the lower levels of the minor leagues. And then, boom, you get to high A, it's going to catch up.
Boom.
Those guys at high A, it catches up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically all these cues basically come from people just not knowing how to explain whatever that needs to be explained. So they use a cue, or they're deceived by their eyes. Thinking you got to swing down to get backspin.
Mm-hmm.
People, because a lot of ex-big leaguers think you got to swing down to get backspin, because in golf you swing down to get backspin on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't understand with golf that the club head is angled backwards.
Yes. Yes.
Right. But they
Yeah.
don't understand that part. They think it's the downward swinging is what creates the backspin.
I remember the first time I ever played golf. I was a baseball player, first time I ever played golf, man, I tell you what, I lined that thing up about 300 yards straight away, first swing ever. I spent the rest of the day trying to hit the thing 2 feet. You could line it up one time like that, but I couldn't do it again because I wasn't training like a golf, swing.
I'm about to call you on that one.
You say that?
300 yards first time?
I'm sorry. What was it, 300 feet? 300
Come on.
300
Come on
feet,
now.
yeah. Yeah, I hit it straight away.
You had me until you said that.
Well, I'm trying to do the math. What is it? 300 yards? Straight away. It was probably about 250. I'm serious. I hit it straight away. Look, I'm just telling you. I spent the rest of the day trying to hit a ball straight. I hit 2 feet. I hit one ball 2 feet, and I swung as hard as I could.
Part of the problem was you can't measure distance.
Well, there you go. But the bottom line of it is, you're absolutely right. When you're training with golf, I swear to you, I approached it like a baseball swing, but the ball's not moving, and it was just sheer luck that I hit it that straight. Boy, I swear to you, I thought I was going to do that all day. Not one time after that I could hit a ball. Not one time.
Well, y'all, all right, it's 7:30.
All right, brother.
We're gonna close out. Y'all done tripped me out now, boy.
That's right. But it's true, man. Golf is frustrating.
Oh man.
Golf is frustrating.
As normal, we appreciate you guys being on here. We wrote a disclaimer.
We're gonna read this disclaimer.
Oh God.
Hold on, I gotta find it. There we go.
All right, there we go. The National Scouting Bureau is an equal opportunity confidence. The views of outside guests, commentators, or advertisers on the We Play Baseball Podcast do not reflect the views of the National Scouting Bureau. All rights to the National Scouting Bureau, We Play Baseball Podcast, content are so proprietary of athletic game protected the benefits of the National Scouting Bureau. So guys, it's been fun. We're off air until Monday.
Well, you gotta say we don't own the rights to this music.
Oh yeah, we don't own the rights to this music.
We like some of it though.
But we do love it. At the end of the day, so Monday we'll have Coach Kenny here, and we'll talk with him, and we got a couple other people we're lining up for next week, and I'm gonna call those guys that we talked about calls so we can get them on.
All right.
Get them rolling in. Now that we've got the format working right, we're pretty much set to go. We're ready now to start bringing these other guys in, and we can work it from there. Again, from now on, guys, so that you know, 334-249-2290 is the number to text your questions in. One day we'll have a call system, but I'm not going to invest in it right now. You'll be able to call in one day, and we'll be able to talk. We can plug that stuff into the system and ask questions, and then we'll give you about 10 minutes to do that one day. So at some point we'll get that done, but thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We did an hour and a half show today. Really good information, a lot of great content. I hope you guys take this information, start listening to it, start using some of it, especially when we're talking